Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, it's time to participate once again in the Card Hoppin monthly hop. This is Card Hoppin, a year of fun themes and techniques, and this is hosted by none other than our wonderful Jennifer Schoolcraft, and this is through a Handmade Happiness Facebook group. And so every month we come on and use a different theme and a different technique. So this month's theme is butterflies, and the technique was to use either a Joseph's coat or black magic. Now, I have to be honest, I didn't know off the top of my head what either of those were. So I went onto our faithful YouTube and saw very many videos and decided to go with a Joseph's coat technique. I'm going to be using some Bristol Smooth cardstock by Canson. And I've already cut that down. I cut the sheet into 4 sections, so I have my cardstock there. I'm using several different stamp sets. I am using this stamp set by Creative Impressions. It is Meadow Life, and I've had this in my stash for a while. I'm using these adorable butterflies from the Blissful Butterfly stamp set by Pretty Pink Posh. I'll also be adding these 2 butterflies from the Simon Says Stamp Beautiful Day stamp set. And then I'm also going to be using the sentiment from Simon Says Stamps Kind Flowers. And I'm going to use the stamp that says, "You are kind of amazing." So that will be my sentiment. Now for my clear embossing powder, I'm using Simon Says Stamps Fine Detail Clear Embossing Powder. And then of course my Versamark ink to do my clear embossing. And then for my colors, I'm using my mini distress inks in Squeezed Lemonade, Picked Raspberry, Blueprint Sketch, and Wilted Violet. And then with Joseph's coat, after you ink blend and clear emboss over the ink blending with your Versamark and clear powder, you go over it usually with some black ink. But I've decided to go with this VersaFine Clair Morning Mist and see how it looks with a shade of gray versus the black. So let's get started. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this sticky mat I have to hold down my cardstock while I do my ink blending. So I will start with Squeezed Lemonade. And then I'm going to go in with Picked Raspberry. And these blending brushes are just some brushes I got on Amazon. They seem to be working just fine. So these are the ones I specifically designated for my dye inks. So I use these for my Gina K inks and my distress inks. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Blueprint Sketch next. And then last but not least, we will go in with Wilted Violet. So I'm going to let this dry before I come in and do my clear embossing. Alrighty, I have gone ahead and heat set my panel just a bit more. And I've already set my stamp in my MISTI. I want to add a few of those butterflies, but I am going to, as Kathy Zielski calls it, free range stamp. So let's see if I can see. And then I saw Charlene of Dreamcraft Create use tiny images like this just on her finger to stamp them. So I'm going to give that a go. All right, I've let that cool down. So now I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair Morning Mist. And let's see how this goes. You know, if I don't like it, if I don't think it's a high enough contrast, I can always go over it with the Nocturne ink. But let's give it a go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attach my sentiment, and I just cut this with my paper trimmer. And there you have my completed cards for this month's Card Hoppin' A Year of Fun Themes and Techniques. The card on the right I did off camera, and I used my VersaFine Clair Morning Mist as my overcoat. And then the card on the left I did using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Now I like them both. They both have their own unique look, but I have to say I really do like the one I did off camera with the Morning Mist a lot better. I think I just needed to give the ink a little bit more time to dry. I will link to all the other participants in the description box below so that you can follow along and see all the beautiful creations being made by our crafty friends. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribed to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye!